fact, Ghana Water Limited has been forced to turn to a mining pit at Anglo Gold Company to supply its Bonsa water treatment plant, the lifeline of potable water for the Tarkwa municipality. The plant has been completely shut down after illegal upstream mining turned the Bonsa River into a thick choking sludge just 3 weeks after a costly dredging exercise. The plant's raw water intake has already been buried under layers of mud and silt, rendering it unusable. Speaking to my colleague Faustina Safo on Prime News, Ghana Water Limited Public Relations Officer Stanley Mate warned that the company is racing against time, conducting feasibility studies to find an alternative water source before the municipality faces a full-blown water crisis.
There are a few boreholes in the system which we had to depend on, but that isn't the best because it isn't enough for the people. So currently we are looking at the mine lake pit with Anglo Gold, and so we have met with the management of Anglo Gold today. We've had very serious discussions, and then we are sending consultants into the area to do feasibility studies, and then we'll see how quick we can lay pipes from the place to our treatment plant. Then we can treat the water from the mine lake pit. The mine lake pit is such that they have dug into almost into the aquifers. And so there's a lot of water that is coming out of the aquifers, and they have to pump it. They even have to treat it before pumping back into the Bonsa, but it is downstream our plant. So what we want to do now is to set up a booster station where we can divert this water into our treatment plant directly, not into the river, but to go directly into an aerator into our treatment plant. That will take it through the treatment process, and then we can get water for the people of Tarkwa.
Well, we're joined by the president of KNUST UTAG chapter, Professor Ere Agbavari. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. So you have just heard what we've just been saying about the Bonsa River. We also know UTAG's position on illegal mining. As of this afternoon, what's still your position, and how does this news come to you?
Yeah, thank you very much, and your viewers. Our position remains the same. We are against all forms of mining in terms of the environment, the water bodies, and the farmlands. That has not changed. And when we made this position, we knew what we are witnessing today was going to happen. And for me, this development is very interesting. And it has come very quickly. I knew it was going to come, but it has been very fast than we expected, or I expected, that there's going to be this water crisis, and that if we don't take any decisive steps, it is going to happen, and it is what has happened. And now that it has happened, this should remind us that very soon, water that used to be free gift of nature is no longer going to be. And then as the GW man was speaking, they are now going to pump it and then send it to treatment plant. Mind you, you already know that when they are treating this water, they are only just making the water just clear. It does not in any way remove the heavy metals. It does not in any way. And so if they have been mined there, which of course we know what goes into those mining, and now they want to treat it, well, I don't know the level of treatment they want to do, but we know for a fact that that treatment will never be the wholesome one we want.
Right.
And so I'm afraid that this situation we face is not going to continue to go on that tangent, and that Ghanaians must brace themselves.
What would UTAG do then?
UTAG, we are just a union, we just make advocacy. We're not going to go on strike because this has happened. They said to be forewarned is to be armed. We warned, and now the consequences of the warning had come.
Okay.
The people are the ones to suffer for it. And then, unfortunately, the vulnerable ones are going to be the victim.
So we're not expecting
UTAG
to use one of those advocacy medium, which is strike, to strike the government back in line?
What would that yield? Because if the government will tell you today that we are making effort, compare our effort with that of the previous administration, they will say we are making effort. But like I stated elsewhere before, the effort is in nowhere comparable to the expected end of the water or the streams improving. Now, as the man spoke, the turbidity can no longer even be measured. And so that is why it is desilted. So if it is desilted, then it tells you the magnitude. It is no longer water, but it's something else. So we just have to fold our arms and watch.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Quite a painful one to end on. Fold our hands and watch, which won't be the good one. But thank you so much, Professor Agbavari, for joining us on the news this afternoon.